Today we got news about the GDP numbers in the United States, which were a record up. They were up 33%. Does that make you think maybe we may not need the stimulus quite as much as we did?
No, in fact, it is proof that we need the stimulus even more so. The reason we had a better second quarter than was a better third quarter is because what we did in the CARES Act and the following subsequent legislation for PPP that put money into the economy. Now people are coming, that's going to wear off and we need another infusion. So it's not a question of we don't need it. It's a question of it proved that it worked and now we need it more. But understand that what happened in the second quarter was so horrible. You know that. So we've come part of the way back from that, and we have to keep on a path of going forward rather than sliding back by not having another COVID injection of funds into the economy.
So I'm very curious because you have such an important say in the economy and how it's governed, where it goes. How do you make sense of the numbers? Because as I say, the GDP number really came back strongly. The stock market, although it's down this week, actually has been doing fairly well over the last few months. At the same time, we have 11 million people still unemployed. We still have stories of people having extreme difficulties. Do we have two economies going on in this country?
Well, let me just say that the number I think that is staggering is that we have more people unemployed and more people on unemployment benefits than any time in our country's history. We know that the Fed is shoring up the market so that the stock market can do well. I don't complain about that. I want the market to do well. But just because we've come back some points this morning does not negate the fact that we're, almost 1,900 points down for the past four days. So the Fed is reacting to the fact that the virus is spreading. The Fed is reacting, the markets are reacting to the fact that the virus is spreading. It's reacting to the fact that there is no agreement to inject the resources necessary to support the livelihood, and the life of our democracy, as I say over and over again. So we do need that public rule once again. Right now, and when we need it for state and local government, according to the Wall Street Journal, said that this is the biggest cash crisis for the states and local governments since the Great Depression. So there are all kinds of things that, some people may brag about an indicator saying this, but we have to wonder what it means in the lives of the American people. And all of the things that we have in our legislation are stimulus to the economy. They are stimuli. If you're talking about unemployment insurance, if you're talking about food stamps, if you're talking about direct payments, you're talking about all of those things, what we want, an earned income tax credit, child tax credit, they all are stimulus. People will spend because they need to inject demand into the economy, create jobs, rather than what it does for a trickle down to have $150 billion going to the wealthiest people in our country. And that's kind of the discussion that we're having. But we have to act. We're at a fork in the road because the path that the president is taking us on has been deadly. When you think that nearly approaching 9 million people affected, nearly 250,000 are dead from this, 8 million people falling back into poverty because the CARES money is running out. Right. 17 million children food insecure in our country, millions of those families on the verge of eviction. The list goes on, and the virus continues. We have to crush the virus in order to open the economy and open our schools. The president has taken us on a deadly path. We have to go down a different path that is science-based, that is adequately funded, and is geared to opening the economy as well as our schools and creating jobs for our people.